Closed captioning for great tastes is presented by Manitoba Chicken Producers, your online source for yum. Manitoba Liquor Mart presents Great Tastes of Manitoba. Great Tastes is brought to you by GreatTastesMB.ca. Local farms, local foods. Great Taste is sponsored by Manitoba Agriculture.
Welcome back to Great Tastes of Manitoba. I'm Des Daniels, and we are here tonight, Manitoba Chicken Producers, and it's Downsized Classics with Manitoba Chicken. Karen Armstrong, you always bring something awesome with you, so we're going to get to the recipes in a second. Aaron Allblass, of course, you're here, Manitoba Liquor and Lottery, is going to do some beverage pairings for us today. So I love this because you've got these beautiful dishes that sometimes you might not want to make if it's just one or two people.
Exactly.
You've got a solution for that.
Absolutely, that's why we're downsizing them, and we're doing a chicken pot pie, and we're doing a downsized lasagna.
Fantastic, can't wait to get into that. All right, so any thoughts, any ideas?
Yeah, I think we're going to do something a little different. We've got 2 recipes today. We're still going to feature 3 products. We're going to pair a wine with each product, and we're going to actually pair another product that can go with both.
Fantastic.
Ooh,
Keep that as
sounds
a
good.
surprise.
Okay, Karen's
All right.
down, I'm down, we'll see
See
you
you
in a
in a
bit. Okay, so individual chicken pot pies, and
Yes.
so for me, this really immediately spoke to me because I love this dish, but you know, if you live by yourself, it's kind of like, well, do I even want to bother? But
Exactly.
this is brilliant.
And this is a great recipe for that very reason. And let's talk about what we've got cooking in the pot right now. I've got celery, carrots, shallots. I've got a little bit of white wine is in here.
Is there parsnips?
No, yes, you're right. There's parsnips.
Okay.
You could use turnips if you prefer. Parsnips they're hit and miss. You either like them or you
Yes.
you run for
Well,
miles.
same with turnips, right?
Yeah,
but it's all peak of
exactly.
the market, so local.
Exactly.
You're gonna find them easy.
So you want to simmer this till your chicken is no longer pink. We're using raw chicken. It's a little bit different also with a pot pie. Lots of times they'll use a cooked chicken, but when you're using the raw, it infuses that much more flavor into the sauce.
and I can't believe how fast it cooked up.
Oh, absolutely.
It was like boom, and it was done.
And it's done. So
Yep.
let's add the rest of the ingredients to this. So I've got some whipping cream.
Whipping cream.
Whipping cream. We're really going all out for this.
Okay.
So if you can stir that while
Yes,
I
please.
add these. You're going to season this with a little bit of thyme and rosemary. And a little bit of salt and pepper. And get that wonderful smell.
Well, it's the cream too, right?
Yes,
it just elevates
exactly.
immediately.
And the cream acts as a little bit of a thickener, but we're going to thicken this even more.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit.
Are we
because-
doing a roux?
No, this recipe we're going to use cornstarch as our thickener, which makes it okay for people that are sensitive to wheat.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
an
I've
alternative.
got exactly. So I've got some cornstarch in here in some water. And now that that's boiling,
Do you want me to keep stirring it? Is that what I need
yep.
to do?
And
Okay,
actually,
all
what
right.
I'm going to get you to do is kind of make a little hole in there, kind of push the chicken and things out. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to pour the cornstarch in there and get you to stir, and you'll see that it starts to thicken quite quickly.
Oh, wow.
And you really need to dig down and make sure that the stuff, that's it.
I don't know what happened. The stove just went like super, super hot. Wow.
Okay, so that's going to thicken up a little bit. Yes, do watch your fingers.
Yikes.
Last ingredient,
'Kay.
once it gets thick, is I'm going to add some peas.
Oh, nice.
And it doesn't matter whether they're frozen or whether they're fresh. It's up to you. You don't have to thaw them if they're frozen, because once they get into the hot liquid, it's going to
melts it right down.
And they're little peas. They're going to cook really, really quickly.
Nice
So
little
let's-
pop of color
Yeah, let's turn that
as
down.
well.
So at this point, once it's thickened, that's basically your filling.
Okay.
So,
Oh, it smells so good.
do you want a
it's
little
so
taste? If we've got a
good.
little spoon, you can have a little taste.
Well,
There.
yeah. Never
Give
say
you a
no,
little
right?
taste. You want to take this off the heat, and you want to let it cool down a little bit. At this point, there's enough in here to make 4 individual pot pies. So what I suggest is take half of it, stick it in the fridge to cool completely, because that's going to make another couple of meals. And then the other the other half, grab yourself a couple of little containers like these ones right here. These hold approximately a cup. These are oven proof. You can also get the foil containers, the disposable ones at the
Right.
store. Those will work as well.
Little ramekin.
Yeah, as long as it's oven proof, okay? So I've got the filling this is half the filling, and then we're gonna top it with puff pastry.
Which I asked stupidly. I said, oh, would you make your own puff pastry? She's like, no, probably not.
Puff pastry is really challenging to make, and there's lots of puff pastry available in the freezer
just-
section.
Yeah,
Yes.
easy peasy. Okay.
Now, a couple of things you want to remember when you're working with puff pastry, it needs to be really, really cold, which is why it's sold frozen in the stores. So let it into the fridge, let it thaw out a little bit, roll it out because it'll usually come in a roll. This is an entire sheet,
Okay.
and I've just cut it into 4. I'm only going to use 2 of these, obviously, and you're just going to peel a sheet. I'll get you to peel the other one. And I'm just gonna lay it over the top, just like that. If you want, you can kind of crunch the edges in.
Can you just let it drape?
You can
if
certainly let it drape, yeah, just like that. The key with this is don't seal it as if you were
Oh,
making a pie.
pie. Oh,
because
okay.
you wanna make sure
So sort of like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect. It needs to be able to rise in the oven, okay?
Because what it ends up looking like
Exactly.
is
Our beautiful,
Beautiful.
finished ones. I do have one more thing two more things that I need to do.
Okay.
You want to cut some vents in the top of this. Grab a knife, make a little slit, and just kind of wiggle the knife just like that. I'm not sure if we can get that, but you're just making a couple of little holes.
sort of like a pie, so the steam has a
Some
place
place
to go.
for the steam to go. Yeah, just like that. And I'll do one with this. And then I'm just going to
Is that egg
a
wash?
little egg wash. Yes, you can use a brush or you can use the back of a spoon will work also, and just brush it on like that.
That's really the pie part of the chicken pot pie.
exactly.
Very good, and they do look so good. You got
Yeah.
some salt sprinkled on there or something.
Some
They
nice
look
coarse,
beautiful.
Yeah, some nice coarse salt.
There you go, individual chicken pot pies. When we come back on Great Taste of Manitoba, brilliant chicken-inspired twist on lasagna, right here on Great Taste of Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by Manitoba Liquor Mart. Enjoy responsibly.